Hi guys, welcome back to another time-lapse video. I'll be going through my desert fight scene painting. This one was relatively fast. I didn't make quite as many stops to fix errors. I think this one clocked out at around 10 hours total, maybe a little bit more. Okay, let's get right into it. As always, I'll be starting with a thumbnail. I actually combined two of the thumbnails I made. I think I tried to do something with the spheres in the thumbnails, but those didn't really work out, so I eventually just nixed those. I really enjoyed the figures in one of the thumbnails and the environment in another, and this really goes to show how versatile thumbnailing can be. You can start with with just anything really. It could be figures, it could be environments, it could be just a scene, it could be a color palette. And you could combine that with another thumbnail, and it's pretty potent. So try it out. This painting has started a sort of series of fantasy illustrations, where I'm going to repeat the characters, but in different settings and in different scenes. So look forward to seeing those if you enjoyed this one. Back to the thumbnail. I handled a lot of problems in the thumbnail before I even got to painting. I already had a color palette, an idea, movement. The composition was basically set. I didn't really have to change much. I was focusing on creating a tension between the characters and exploring possible positions. So I skewed the perspective a little bit, and I try to create movement with the background a little bit. Most of the elements kind of point to the characters, or they point downward. I tried photo bashing a bit in this one. As always, for texture and color, for background elements and just minor things. This one is actually a photo from the Mars rover. Pretty cool photo. I kind of enjoy Mars shots, so yeah. Check those out. They kind of look like Nevada, but it's still very interesting. I used quite a bit of reference for the feet and some for the hands. I actually couldn't find any that matched what I wanted, so I had to create my own. It's never a bad idea to snap some photos of your hands in the positions you need, because the references that you could find on Google sometimes are lacking. So I think what makes this image work is the flow of action, the dust particles being kicked up, the weird colors in the background, and of course the designs of the characters. I think the strong hand gestures are probably my favorite part of the woman character in the foreground. I try to do a lot of cast shadows in this one. There's actually a formula for figuring those out, and Scott Robertson discusses them in his book. It's actually quite difficult, so I think I opted for a diffuse shadow, even though the strong light source coming from the hands probably would create a much stronger shadow. I think my biggest failure in this image is the sword. It still doesn't quite work after several attempts. I might go back to it at a later time, but at this point I think it's good enough. Yeah, so it's been brought to my attention that I can make time-lapse videos very quickly, actually. So I can pump these things out very quick in an hour, but it used to take about 7 hours to render. So now it takes about an hour and two. I just got to take some takes for the audio, and yeah, so I might even be able to catch up. Still 2 paintings behind. There's the nighting. You can already see the finished versions on my portfolio site, but yeah, the time lapses are coming. As always, come by to the stream if you'd like to see these live. I'm live almost every single day. Sometimes I take a break on Sunday, but from around 11 a.m. Eastern, you can find me at twitch.tv/DarnisArt. You can follow me on Twitter for notifications of when I go live, and if you don't have an art station, my Instagram basically doubles as a silent Twitter with just finished paintings. Thanks again for coming by, and I'll see you again soon.